Jectunal, buen día. Hello, my name is Geraldine Melissa Rodriguez Rivera and I'm from El Salvador and education has changed my life. How so? Let little me explain.
After landing that trick, let me tell you, one of the things that I like the most about this phrase is that it's able to hold so much meaning in such a short sentence. While reading Mr. James Key's book, I found myself relating a lot to his upbringing. I will tell you a bit how I have lived this phrase until now. None of my parents or direct family went to college. I was raised by two hardworking parents who sacrificed themselves to be able to get me into school. I helped her sell shoes on the streets, living in a small rural town in Lourdes, Colón, and on the weekends alternating between the cornfields of La Paz and the skirts of the Chaparrastique volcano.
Something that my grandma always told me ever since I was little was that I had to study. My mom answered all my questions with love and kindness. Naturally, this developed my love for learning like no other. She allowed me to read, write, learn, and draw all I wanted. Naturally, I was a very curious little girl.
I was 11 years old when I was introduced to search engines, and now I have a world of infinite knowledge in the palm of my hand thanks to the internet, and I went crazy with it. If I wanted to learn how to tie knots, I just had to search it and read how to make the perfect wood holding knot for the scouts. If I wanted to learn about space, I watched documentaries on YouTube. If I wanted to know more about my culture, I can look up my country's history. This led me to a newfound love for my culture. Yes, I do go to the supermarket wearing my traditional dress. For me, I was free. I could spend all my time filling my head with books. I realized that I wanted to be a teacher.
I learned English on my own in this pursuit of knowledge. For me, there's no such a thing as a dumb question or useless information. And what I love about learning is that the more you know, the more you want to share it. Presentations were my favorite thing to do when I was in school. Thanks to videos on the internet, I was able to learn about cosmology, history, mental health, psychology, and so much more. In the book, Mr. James Keyes says that we can pursue a path of lifelong learning and enjoy all of the beautiful things that life has to offer. Being a self-taught artist, I never thought I could ever do something like that with my drawings.
But in 2020, I challenged myself to participate in a comic book contest made by the European Union. During the COVID pandemic, I had only old watercolors and a positive attitude, pen, and my desire to share my experiences in lockdown. And yet, I was able to win second place. And with the prize, I was able to afford better paper and drawing materials to keep on drawing. Learning meant that I was able to change my situation. That meant that I was free to not let my situation define me. I want to be a child science book illustrator. I want kids to know that they can do whatever they set their mind to. This book requires a willingness to be able to look at yourself and see what you have been doing in the past and take action to improve. Just as chapter 5 of the book mentions, we have all experienced the pain of change. In 2020, my life changed. I was told we could not afford college and I had to start working the second I turned 18. We were living in a one-room apartment with my mom and two brothers with no stable source of income. As much as I was used to change, this shattered me. This was all I ever wanted. My childhood dream was to go to college, to get a degree. This was not how I envisioned my life to go. And in such a pivotal moment, my wish to learn felt like being hit with a brick. What do I do now? I can choose to leave my dreams behind and give up, feeling sorry for myself for years, or I could strive to work as hard as I can with what I have. I learned to make digital illustrations in my phone using my fingers as a pen.
kept on drawing, teach myself how to roller skate, and was invited to join an all-girl skate group to teach girls they can roll too. I began selling small prints and stickers of my art at small events. This while working a full-time job as a waitress and training to become a certified barista. In the same way that Mr. James Keys and Mr. Beast never gave up on their dreams, I plan to keep on working on mine. Attitude does make a difference. I want to be an example for my little cousins. I want to make my mom, my dad, and my grandma proud. And now I'm 20 years old. I won't lie, it's been hard sometimes, and I have felt left behind in more than one occasion. But it's never late. My spark for knowledge is still there, and this scholarship could be the next step to get myself closer to my goal. Something that I always say is, si lo aprendo, te lo enseño. If I learn it, I will teach it to you. I want to teach all kids that it's possible to make your dreams come true.
I found strength and freedom in a new way, doing the utmost effort with what I know and preparing for the long-term goals I want to achieve.
Education has the power to start cycles of success. I would love to be a success starter and share my love for science through art and make it accessible for kids like me, not only in my country but all over the world. Have my drawings be something that can ignite that spark of knowledge in a kid. When I'm on my skateboard or on my roller skates, I feel like I'm flying through the air, nothing holding me back. I can go wherever I want and take every path there is. Education is that feeling for me. Education is freedom, because a life dedicated to sharing knowledge everywhere is a life worth living.
Thank you, Mr. James Keys and Mr. Beast Philanthropy, for the opportunity.